Yo, it's Roman, Hydra Painting. Been a while, so I apologize for that. I've been out of town for a work assignment for about a month, and I just didn't really feel like doing much during the work assignment. Hobby wise, I was just stuck in a hotel room for most of the time. I did get some stuff done painted there, but I didn't feel like recording things and, bringing all this stuff. But I'm back. I have a big break, so hopefully I can utilize that time to get some more content going for this channel. And just wanted to kind of come back, do a little paint and talk, show you what I'm working on, kind of stuff. So first off, on the table, I got some commandos. I have a kill rig. The commandos I worked on over at the hotel room I was staying at. I was over in Wasco, California, which if you don't know what Wasco is or it is located or anything like that, that's fine because it's a total, uh, you know, it's pretty much nothing really going on over there. It's like 30 minutes away from Bakersfield, so that'll tell you, enough if you're from the area. But yeah, built these commandos, painted them up. They're looking pretty snazzy. I have two more to go. I went with a kind of desert scheme because my other commandos that I have are like this urban kind of camo scheme. So I wanted something a bit different for this 10-man squad, and this is from the Kill Team set. So these guys, they look pretty cool. I love these models. Lots of character, lots of cool little details here and there. Hopefully it'll show in the camera. And then my favorite model here, Mr. Stab. Yeah, so looking pretty good here. See if we can get some better lighting. There we go. So been working on these guys at the hotel room. On the weekends I would come home just for a bit, and there was like this mini swap meet at one of my local shops, and I was able to pick up this kill rig here. So just primered it up, and I want to kind of paint the squig super quickly. So I decided to do some kind of half-assed zenithal prime, and I'm just going to hit it up with some contrast paints. None of the new ones, unfortunately. I guess my invitation got lost in the mail, or my paints got lost in the mail, but it's cool, GW. Don't worry about me. I'll make do with the old ones for now. So I'm just going to do this guy in a big yellow and probably call him like Pikachu or something. That way I have a red squig, a blue squig, and now a yellow squig. So hopefully it comes out great. Also, things that I picked up along with the kill rig. So I got the kill rig. Here's the box. Normally $130 if you buy them brand new. It also came with a box of Ludas, a box of Coptas, a box of Beast Snagaboys, and lastly, a battle wagon. So all new and box stuff. Battle wagon's like 110 or 100. Beast Snagaboys are like $40. Def Coptas are marked for 60, and the Ludas are 35. And again, the kill rig was 130. So lots of money being spent. But this guy sold it to me all for $150. So I saw the sign and I said, I'm gonna buy that because that is insane. That price tag there. That is more than like 50% off, I think. So I basically robbed this guy, or this guy was just like, I don't give a shit, and just give me 150, please. I need it now. So hopefully his legs aren't broken. Hopefully the 150 really helped him out. And yeah, also came home and rearranged some of my paints. And what else did I do? I'm drinking this Monster. It's pretty awful. I wouldn't recommend it. And yeah, got two more commandos to paint. Got this squig, so I'll probably get started on the squig now, do a little quick paint and talk, paint it and talk about whatever. So yeah, we'll get started on that squiggy. All right, so here, getting started on the squig. Wanted to use contrast paints just to make the process super easy for the most part, getting those like big blocks, the armor and the skin, the whole body. So with the armor, decided to go white, using Apothecary White. My other squigs, my other squigs are blue and red, and their armor is just like gunmetal. And I wanted to go a bit different for this big guy, so I decided to go with yellow skin and white armor, and just to make it kind of pop. And white armor you can do pretty easily with contrast paints by just slathering on apothecary white like I am right now, making sure it's not pooling and getting it into those like nice areas. It's just a lazy way to kind of do a white, I guess. And yeah, just pouring it all over. This white is pretty it's pretty neat. I don't really care if I get it on the skin, because it's one of those contrast paints where it's like okay if you use another contrast paint on top of it. For the most part, contrast paints hate each other, and if you like accidentally get one on top of the other, it makes a kind of new color, and you don't want that. For the most part, you don't want that because it looks weird. So now I'm done with the white. I got this bad boy on a little shitty base, and I put him on my handle, so that way I'm not like touching the model with my hands while I paint it. That's a pro gamer move right there. And just started splotching this guy up with the ID in yellow. The yellow in the end I wasn't a fan of when it dried. It didn't really go into the crevices as well as I wanted it to, and in person, I don't know, it just kind of looked off, so I had to do a little tweaking, which I'll go into detail after this. But I decided to do the skin, this yellow, and try not to get it on the toes, on the hooves, because that's going to be another contrast. It's going to be, I believe, Skeleton Horde is what I'll use on the hooves. And yeah, just getting this all up on this bad boy. Contrast on a big model like this is like hit or miss. I think this was a miss, but I think I did an okay job to kind of like consider it a pass. Trying not to get into the armor, the white armor, and definitely trying not to get it on the teeth, but in the end I just said forget it and decided to just paint over the teeth. I was going to do the teeth Skeleton Horde, just try to do as much contrast as I can, but the brush can only do so much. You can try to push it as well as you can, but I was like, I'm not even going to try to fight it. If I paint the teeth, I paint the teeth, and I decided to just do his whole inside mouth, and I did just the traditional like paint layering on the teeth. So no contrast on the teeth, but just the skin and the hooves. One half of the squig done. Making sure to get the underside, making sure to get the paint like on the other side of the feet. Sometimes I'll forget to like, if it's something that has like 4 feet or something, I'll forget to paint one side of the foot that's down or up or whatever, and it just looks weird. So making sure to just get every single nook and cranny on this big guy. Yeah, contrasts are great. That's all I gotta say. Almost finished here. Just letting the brush kind of do the work, pushing it in the places where it needs to go. Again, if it went on anywhere else, I'm totally fine. It's not a super hard fix. You just paint white and then, use it again using a tinier brush. So, yeah. When it dried, it didn't look as good as I wanted it to. Like I said, the yellow, didn't get into the depths that I wanted it to. The little cracks and crevices. So, painted the little hooves, and I think that's about it for the contrast portion. So I'll show you what it looks like all done in a bit. Alright, so I think I did an okay job on this duder here. I hit him with the contrast with the apothecary white, and I think it was Idian or whatever it's pronounced, yellow, and I wasn't super happy with the initial contrast of that yellow, so I did hit it with a wash of Cassandora yellow, or the shade, and it made it look a bit less like dilute. I don't know what the word is, but it made it look less blotchy and more shiny, I guess. I don't know, but it looked better to me. Then what I did some battle damage to the white armor plates, so like the horn, a couple chips, some streaks, and hit the teeth with what's that thing called? Screaming Skull, and then a white at the tip, and then wash with brown, and did some like little blue work. Did the bolt gun metal wash, and yeah, just taking it up that like extra step. Also on like some of the recesses around like his mouth and cuts and like where his skin folds, I did some recess shading with a contrast, I believe it was Vulpus Pink, and I think it turned out super rad. It definitely gave it that depth that the contrast didn't really get, and the wash or the shade of Cassandora Yellow. So didn't really give me that depth, so I hit that with the recess shading, and that's where I got it. So I'm really happy with that recess shading with that contrast paint. And yeah, I'm calling the Squig done. He needs a name, so if you want to give him a name, just throw it down there. Maybe I'll pick one. Maybe I'll work on the teeth, just like little pips of white at the very end. Generally, I paint the gums, but I got really lazy. This was just really quick for this guy. It took me about a little over an hour, close to an hour and a half, I think. I'm doing laundry while I paint, so I'm like going back and forth. And yeah, so this sucker just pops right underneath the trailer. I glue the bottom of his feet. I'm just gonna snap the base that I made for him. Next up is gonna be the kill rig, which I'll just do myself, so I'll have it ready, and I'll probably do like a little showcase with all my kill rigs. With this guy, I dry brushed it with a dark, really dark metal, and then I hit it with a really bright metal. Gonna pick out a bunch of like spots of copper and other little bits there and just wash it all black. That way it's all the metal bits are done, and then I just hit the dudes, the cloth, the skull, all that fun stuff. So Squig goes right under here, boop, and yeah, it's gonna look like the rest of my rigs. If you've seen my other videos before, you've probably seen my rigs, so this one will probably hopefully look the same. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for me. Still working on stuff, but I'll have other things in the works. Like I said, it's been a while, so I'm happy to at least put something out. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And thanks for watching, and have a good one.